The deeper I go on this journey of self-discovery, this spiritual evolution, the more I'm convinced that we have these experiences so that we can share them with other people. And last night I had a dream that I was in almost like this alternate timeline. So it was obviously me, but I was in a different state of awareness, a state of being that felt a lot like lack. It felt a lot like separation. And I was in a place that I had actually feared that I'd be if I didn't keep trying, if I didn't do the inner work. And when I think about that dream and how I'm glad that it was a dream, but when I reflect on that dream, I think about this person that I am now and this awareness that I have now and all of the work that went into really getting to a state of being that was connected to what I felt like was Source's true calling for who I am. And if this person in this awareness and this state of being were to go to the person that I saw last night in that dream and try to convince her that this reality existed, that you could actually be in a state of being where it felt like you were so connected to the divine, so connected to your purpose, that even when there are events or circumstances that feel a little bit uncertain, you're still connected. And to me, that is the greatest gift that you can give someone, is to just let them know that it existed. But if I was to try to tell myself in this alternate timeline that the self that never did the work, that never went to Bali, never graduated from college, never tried to pursue her dreams, if I were to try to convince her that this state of being existed, she wouldn't believe me, because she would be in such a different frequency that it would just almost seem as if I was in some way trying to intentionally trigger her. And this awareness is interesting to me because it reminds me of who I feel like I need to speak to. And it's not the person who had already decided that, that reality of being in total alignment is not for them, that they were just going to do what was expected of them and to fall in line and to just, accept everything, accept the lack, accept the separation. I can't talk to her. I can only talk to the one that's trying to decide if the journey is worth it. And what I can say is absolutely, because if you never go on the quest, then you'll never know true alignment. And I'm grateful for the experiences that have allowed me to get to a state where I just feel like there is no separation. There's only alignment and disalignment. There's only allowing and resistance. There's only just being. And I really do believe that we're going through this collective shift in consciousness, and collectively we're seeing where we're really starting to split between different states of being. And it reminded me of a very pivotal point in my spiritual journey where I decided that I was going to follow my intuition to a place called Bali, where I knew no one. I had no plan. I just knew that I had to be there during the time where the entire world was shut down. And the amount of hoops that I had to jump through, that I had to be guided through in order to get to that place was there were a lot of them. Like there were a lot of things that I had to figure out in order to even get to that place of just feeling so safe so that I could do the inner work. And I remember when I first moved, so everything, checked out. I was guided to this island, like I said, that I knew nothing about just a few weeks or months, a month or two prior. And I remember when I first got there, how uncomfortable it felt. Although I felt like I was exactly where I needed to be, I also felt like I had no idea where I was. I've never experienced a place like that before. And for the first, I would say, like 1 or 2 weeks, I know at least by the third week that I finally kind of acclimated to that place of being. But I remember the first couple of weeks were so hard because it was almost like there was this purging of myself and everything that I've learned growing up in the United States for 25 years, 26 years at the time. I had to unlearn. I had to disassociate. I had to my beliefs were challenged. Everything that I thought that I was, the person that I thought that I was challenged in a way to where it was just like I had this energetic split of the person I thought I was and the person that God was showing me that I was. So I say that because I know that we are collectively going through a shift, a state of being. And even though it feels like there is this chaos, just understand that the split that happens, that purging that happens, is only normal. And the people who are on this spiritual journey that will try to get you to believe that it's all light and sunshine and there is no darkness, there is, and the darkness arises because it is something in there that you still have to learn. There are lessons within the chaos. There is a letting go, a releasing of that resistance. So when it comes up, think of it as like the things that you are no longer pushing down. You're no longer suppressing the anxiety. You're no longer suppressing the fears. You're no longer suppressing the questions that you have about who you are and the way the world works. So within that, they're gonna float up, they're gonna rise, and that creates a space for you to really do that healing work. So just understand that is a part of the process. And I wouldn't allow myself to become discouraged with that, because again, if you do not do the inner work, if you do not go on that journey of self-discovery, that journey of spiritual awakening, then you will again enter this timeline, this way of being where you are so disconnected from source. And there really is no separation. It's just the only separation that exists is the separation in our consciousness. So yeah, I'm gonna go because the trash man is here and there's a lot of noise happening, but I just felt like I had to get that message off of my heart, because I understand how disorienting it could feel to be on a journey where you are trying to do the inner work, you're trying to release the things that are no longer serving you, but it feels like there's this chaos. So that is a part of the process. Allow it to show you what's really inside of you so that you can finally let go and heal those inner disturbances.